If you have ever sat in a dark room, staring at a location tracker and realizing your entire life was a lie, you will know the exact second my heart shattered into a million pieces. For the past 4 years, I thought I had found my forever. But over the last 3 weeks, I watched that forever slip through my hands like sand. And there was nothing I could do to stop it. It started with the classic signs. The phone was suddenly glued to his hand, always face down on the counter. Every time a notification chimed, he would grab it with this weird, panicked urgency. If I walked into the room, the screen went black instantly. When I asked about it, he just brushed it off as work stress. But you see, my brain is hardwired to expect the worst. I have had my heart broken badly in the past, but the real scar goes much deeper. I grew up watching my father cheat on my mother for years. I vividly remember the whispered arguments, the hidden phone calls, and the day my mother's world completely shattered. Because of that, I have always carried this quiet, lingering fear that it was only a matter of time before it happened to me too. Like a family curse, I couldn't escape, so when the signs started showing up in my own relationship, my mind immediately jumped to the darkest conclusion. The bitter feeling of the history repeating itself is hard to explain. It's a toxic mix of intense anger and deep humiliation. I started looking into the mirror, wondering, is this just my destiny? Am I broke too? It's a slow, agonizing grief for a relationship that is still technically alive but rotting right in front of me. The absolute breaking point happened last night. He texted saying he had to work late. The exact same excuse my dad used to use. With shaking hands, I opened our location sharing app. He weren't at the office. The little icon was sitting squarely at a luxury boutique hotel downtown. In that exact second, the world went completely silent. Every nightmare I had ever feared came true at once. That bitter, cold certainty washed over me. It's over. Just like my mom, I am losing the person I built my life around. I didn't text, I didn't call him. I just went up to our bedroom, sat on the edge of the mattress in the pitch black, and let the tears ruin my face while I waited for the confrontation. At 9:30 p.m., the front door clicked open. Hearing his footsteps walking down the hall felt like waiting for an execution. When he stepped into the bedroom and saw me sitting there in the dark, my eyes swollen and bloodshot, their face went completely pale. They looked utterly caught. "What's going on?" I whispered, my voice cracking from the crying. "Who were you with at the hotel?" He froze. The silence in the room was suffocating. Then he let out this massive heavy sigh, dropping a designer shopping bag onto the floor and sat down right next to me. "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry," he said, looking directly at my tears. "I didn't want you to find out like this." I braced myself for the impact. I closed my eyes, waiting for the name of someone else, waiting to become my mother. Instead, I heard the rustle of velvet. I opened my eyes, and he were holding out a sleek, gorgeous box. Inside was the exact engagement ring I had saved to my Pinterest board 2 years ago and completely forgotten about. "The secret texting," he stammered, his own voice suddenly shaking. "It was a group chat with your mom and your best friends. They were helping me planning the proposal. Your mom actually suggested the design. The hotel is where the private jeweler walked out of, and I had to meet him after hours to pick it up. I hid my phone because they kept spamming me with the photos of decoration ideas." The emotional whiplash was violent. In the span of 2 seconds, the generational ghost that had been haunting me completely vanished. The suffocating weight in my chest was replaced by this overwhelming, blinding relief. My mind couldn't even process the shift from absolute heartbreak to pure euphoria. For the first time in my life, the bad thing didn't happen. The tears didn't stop, but suddenly they were warm and happy. I didn't just say yes, I practically tackled him onto the bed, laughing and sobbing all at once.